It is October, it is soybean harvest time. We're gonna get to the corn harvest as well here on Riverbend Springs. We're gonna finish up year 7, get all the way through December, because after this episode, we're gonna start releasing these on a different cadence. We're gonna do full year episodes moving forward. So this episode is just gonna kind of set us up for that. But the things on task today, the things on board, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, guys, but the things we're gonna tackle today, we're gonna check on the playground, see if there's anything we need to add there, or if it's still processing the wood beams that we dropped off last time. We're also going to see about if we have enough money to start buying the fields that we need to then buy the production for the oil production we're focused on, which is the main focus, is that new production yard, get that all established and set up before we call this a good series. We got a worker way over by the spinnery that's gonna help us with this harvest today. We're gonna call them here momentarily. I don't know if it's completely set up because it's been a long time since we've ran AutoDrive on this field. But those are all the things we're gonna tackle in today's episode, and finishing up this soybean harvest and getting to that corn harvest in October are the initial plans as we get through the rest of this year 7 on Riverbend Springs. And unloading 13,000 liters of soybeans already. I do need to make a little adjustment that I found. So we see how they just kind of bumped into us there. Let's go in to the settings here, and there should be an offset, pipe offset. I want to increase that. We'll go to 3.5, and next time around they should give us a little bit more distance, and we still should be able to unload it. So that should fix that problem, because you can see they could scoot over. Well, is another meters, that might be too much. Let's go back. Let's go a little less aggressive on that. Let's just go 1 meter instead of 1.5. That'll be close. We'll check it next time. But all unloaded here. They can't reach their path. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll stop right now and take a look at that. And if we open up here, they're just too far. Okay, so that's gonna be a quick fix. So if we come here, turn this on, that means this exit over here is not connect, or this intersection isn't connected, and we should just be able to fix that. That one seems to be, I don't know, they should have been grabbing this, coming this way. It looks connected. I do not see an issue there. They would turn this way, not run into the pole, and that should get them right back to the spinnery. So I will, we're gonna keep going with the harvest here, and we'll see if that becomes an issue again and try to fix that. We might have to put a little bit of a course back here by the spinnery, which would be fine. But already on the ups and downs, moving real quick through this harvest. Enjoy. All right, we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna debug this thing. I think they ran into that tree, but it said they couldn't. Oh, they are a little low. We're gonna take a pause here. That tree is definitely gonna be a problem though. We're gonna run to a refueling station, and I am not gonna drop off the soybeans because I do want to see them do it themselves. And there's actually one a lot closer, so let's do that. Just on the back side of the field, actually. I think I'm also gonna set up a secondary location over here. Let's turn this on so we can see what we're looking at. And I want to make this both directions. So I'm going to come in about right here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it right here. Right click on record. And we should be able to just come in like this. And we're going to create a tag here. Click on here. We're gonna call this, oh, was it 76? We'll call it 76 for the field number. And then we want to come back like so. and start making some connections here. So I'll go like this, we'll bi-directional there, and I'll go also here. Whoops. And that's bi-directional. And the recording should be off now. So let's back up over to this other spot, because we want to allow them to come out this way as well. And make that bi-directional. All right, so now once we get the fuel, we should be able to get close to these marks and get them set back up. And I think that would be a better location to have them start than by the actual spinnery production. So we can shut that off now, and we'll change this to 76. We'll have to change the harvester as well once we get back to it. But here's the fuel spot we're talking about, and get this topped up. And what are the, I guess you could add them to be able to go through the path here. I'm gonna watch some videos on that. All right, almost $700, and not really an ideal spot for cars. Okay, so now we should be able to just get our mouse out here, middle mouse button, and hit power on. And there they go. And over here, we're gonna wanna open AutoDrive again and switch our target to 76. That'll link the two up. And then we're gonna close this. We are at 61%. We could probably get up and down again, but I do wanna make sure this is just functioning a lot better now. And we're super close to not talking about this every video, guys. I do like showing it for people that want to use AutoDrive and are struggling with some of the things I am. So now they are pulling off the road, so that's working great. And are waiting. They might block some traffic, but that's not our problem. Made the call, they should get here, yeah, a lot quicker. Let's see this offset too. And that offset is not any different. That almost seems worse. Interesting. Oh, it's 0.3. Okay, let's bump this up to about 7. And we'll see next time around how that works. But I think at this point, we're gonna continue on. I am gonna leave the pipe out because they will follow me around, and it'll be a lot more successful that way. And I'll see you on the other side. Super close to being done with this harvest, but we are waiting for the grain cart to get back. They had to go dump what they had at the silos. They were full, which is a good thing. It just means we have a little bit of time to wait here. So we'll get this to 100%, and we're gonna check on there. Well, I'm not even gonna leave the harvester. We're gonna check via the map here, because that does mess it up a little bit. So it seems like they are going to the silo right now, getting ready to unload. So it will be a few minutes. So that means that if we decide, I am debating selling this field, and I think I can go in the menus and it won't mess anything up while we wait. So we could get almost $500,000 for this field. This one here, we could get 124,000 and 123,000 and try to buy up things here. The problem is there's just not bigger fields. Like this is a good size field that we turned it into. We're gonna do this for our production yard. So everything around here, I guess we could go on the other side of the tracks and grab these ones. Or even come on the other side of the ferry here and grab these fields so we're closer to home. So these drives will be a little bit better, but there's a couple things we're thinking about. And we zoom in. They are tipping right now. If we look at time-saving stock check, we should see soybeans in there, $15,000 worth. And that's not good. Why is that not changing? We might need to go over there. Oh, that's right. Why is that off still? I thought we fixed this. So we want to come in here and we want to grab this and pull this a little bit farther forward. So they can, you know, go to about right there and dump. That will do the trick. Now we should be able to see 122,000 is our max value. 60,000 right now if we sold. Fabric's getting up there pretty good. Oats are looking pretty good. We'll probably be able to sell those in December. And that's probably about it. And sorghum. But they're making their way. They're going to take a left here and work their way back to the field. So we're going to come over here. And we're going to close this all the way. And then I'm going to close that menu. And if I open the pipe again, that will send them the signal to unload us. once they get back. They are back. Now they just need to work their way over here and unload us. And we have restarted the whole process now that we had to move that. Oh, maybe we didn't. The offset just hasn't seemed to adjust yet, and I just don't know if they're just locked in their old configuration or not. Because they are still super tight coming up to it. We'll test that out a little bit more later on. And I am remembering that we bought this field, so we have a little bit of soybeans to harvest in that field as well after this. Let's get it done. And that should conclude the first harvest for the day. Might as well grab this little speck here while we wait for the operator to get up to us. And he is on his way. Well, he blew right by us. Huh. I was saying the offset looked perfect there, but he blew right by us. And looping back around, realizing his mistake. Yeah, still super close on the offset. It's almost worse. Yeah, that's almost worse. We'll play around with it. We'll figure it out.
Set you free the way a lie never will, like climbing up the steepest hill. But truth can be a bitter pill. Ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like the river flows, life will take you where you need to go.
Yeah, didn't fill it up at all, 36%. So what we're gonna do, which we should have done to begin with, is we're gonna come over here and I'm going to switch this, exactly that, and I'm gonna have them go straight to the silo, and then they're gonna come back here and be ready for us for the corn harvest. And we're gonna head to the silo ourselves, since we have to head back to the farm anyways to drop off the header and get the corn header, and we'll drop off the 5,000 liters ourselves. And they are pulling away just as we're getting here. Pretty good timing there. Oh, we hit a pole. Hit that beam there. All right, let's get this unloaded, and then we'll take a look at what we have for soybeans. Should be a pretty good amount in here. Be about 58,000 or 55,000 liters. 56, not bad. So time saving stock check does show us that soybeans, we will bring in $200,000 this year. Lovely. And here is our corn header. It's been a little bit since we've used this. Oh, we can't see behind us at all. I was gonna try to back up, being able to see backwards, but that's not a thing. And just able to sneak out there. The beauty of setting up the grain cart that way is we should be able to just get rolling on this harvest here. Lower the header, and they should automatically start unloading us when we call for them. Get locked into place here. We'll see how much this gives us. I don't know how many times we're gonna need to unload. Field 8 isn't that big. It's not tiny, but it's not a big field either, so let's find out. Really blown away by the yield here. We are gonna be at over 14,000 liters and ready to be unloaded just a little bit after the headland here, doing the first of the ups and downs. And here comes our grain cart. Now I'm super interested to see how many times we're gonna fill this thing up. I am gonna not have them follow. I wanna know. Let's get her done. This field's yielding good. We're gonna fill up on this pass here. So we'll get 2.5 loads. Beautiful thing, way more than I was anticipating. Should be a pretty good payday when it comes time to sell all this stuff. There's the offset. We do have it. Oh no, it's a different header. Got excited. All done with the harvest. We're cruising in ourselves to drop this off once the silo's freed. And we're actually gonna get there first, aren't we? Oh, they're blocked. All right, we'll take care of that ourselves. Forgot I put the header there and the header trailer. So we'll get that going, get it out of the way. And we'll see what our corn harvest brought in. A lot more than I thought it was gonna. And 20 more thousand going into the silos here. See, our capacity is getting close. That was just about as much as we can. We had about 20,000 left in here that we could fit. So we have 56,000 soybeans, 45,000 sorghum, 38,000 oats, and just over 40,000 in corn. And that will wrap up October. We're going to get to the point in December where we can sell things. And that means you should just stay right here. You, the viewer, and you, the tractor. Now we do have 12,000 liters of wool that we're going to take over to the spinnery. Make sure we're keeping that into production, because between now and I believe it's March, we're going to want to really maximize the amount of fabric we make out of that, which is our big money maker right now on the series. And I think next year you'll probably see us relocating the spinnery to these fields back here as we purchase them. Maybe it's 7, 8, and 9. The field numbers. And you know what, we're getting a little low on fuel. We'll pick up some fuel on the way in, and that's probably the last thing we're gonna do before December. And it should take all of them, and it did. Perfect. All right, so now it's time to just pass some time until the prices are right in December to sell some goods. Let's go check on the playground first, though. Looking good over here. Not sure what the difference is, but it looks like more wood beams. All right, well, we got a decision to make. We do have that production yard coming. I don't know if we have a little bit of lumber left in our existing fields that we own. Well, not lumber, we have trees that we want to turn into lumber in the existing fields that we own. So a sawmill, I think, is going to be needed in the new production yard that we're building next year. So we're going to hold off on that for now. We're not going to buy any more. I do think I want to produce those. And yeah, back there we have a decent amount of trees. The ones up here, I just don't think we should touch, because I place a good amount of these, but there are some back in this area. Yeah, like on both sides here, I wouldn't mind getting a little thinned out. And there's some decent sized ones that could go a little ways. I think we definitely have enough to make 12,000 wood beams. All right, I'll see you in December. Okay, we do have some straw that we've somewhat forgotten about over here. What do we have planted out here? Canola oil. That's the plan with that. So we'll do 2 trips to the animal dealer to get the straw sold. Should bring in, I think it's roughly around $30,000 that's gonna bring us. Let's go find out. And just cruising in here, we will get closer and unstrap. And that should be about 15, yeah, just over 15,000. So we'll go get the rest and double our money. Well, the 15,000, not the 443. And here we are, a full load here. And 15,414 comes in there. We're up to $459,000. It's time to start selling some grain. And the oats are going to be the first thing we're going to sell today. We have 38,600 liters heading on over to the sales location. I will see you there. And it's been a while since we've been over here. All right, let's see what we're going to make off of oats today. 74,000 on the dot. All right, let's go see what's next. The sorghum's gonna head on over to Grain Terminal 2. Believe we'll have a trip and a little left over. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we did get it all, 98%. Wow. Then let's see how good sorghum's treating us this year. $70,000 in sorghum puts our balance at 603. Looks like we're going to Grain Terminal 1 for the corn. And here we are, last thing we're selling in year 7. And this wasn't 100% at peak price, but it was good enough to get sold here. Should get us pretty close to 700,000. Yeah, we're sitting at $655,000. I'm gonna get the tractor home and we're gonna make a couple of purchases here to close off year 7. And I figured we'd go right to the site in question here. Let's get field 7 and 6 purchased. Let's hop in here, grab number 7 for $182,000. We hit visit instead of purchase. Let's go ahead and buy it. And then number 6, we're gonna buy for 200. That's a good amount. So there is a good amount of trees around here that we could take advantage of. That brings us down to about $250,000. The cotton was withered. They did not harvest the cotton. And we didn't want to lease the equipment for that, so that is fine. But we do have what's looking like a decent yield on this barley field that we may take advantage of instead of cultivating it up before turning us into our production site. But also have this barn here. Can we just sell that? Let's see. Come in here. We can. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We don't need it. And then these little ones as well, we can make a little bit of money off of. So we're going to set up our own things out here. Our own buildings and structures. And I think that's everything else. But yeah, this is all ours now. And we are now at $250,000, but that'll be our future production site right there. Well, I'm Soxway Up. Thanks for hanging out on year 7 of Riverbend Springs. Next time I see you, it will be the complete year 8 video. I'll catch you on the next one.